Hello, dear students. So, welcome to MBM. Let us start our first chapter, set. Let me write the definition of set. So, what is set? Set is a collection, a collection of any kind of distinct and well defined object. Okay, so now let me clear something in this definition. Number one, regarding the word collection. So whenever we use the word collection, then we have a large number of objects. But here in collection, when you use when you use the word collection, here the number of object is not important. Okay, collection is not necessarily a large number of object. Okay, you may have 0 object, 1 object, 2 objects, 1 million objects, any number of objects can be there. So regarding collection, whatever the usual use of the word collection, there is a difference. What is the difference? Here we can have any number of objects, any number of objects. Okay, even no object also, even no object also, that one. Secondly, here I have written any kind of object. So why I have written any kind of object? Why I have written any kind of object? Because here the objects can be human being. Objects can be human being. Human being in the sense, it can be human being of different professions like players, okay, teachers, nurses, etc., etc. Any kind of human beings. Okay, it can be any mathematical terms like number, root, solution, etc. It can be alphabets, vowels, etc. Okay, it can be fruits, vegetables, furniture, okay, furniture, river, hill, mountain, etc., etc. Anything it can be taken as object. Okay, so that's why I have used here any kind of object. Now the meaning of the word distinct. So why you have used here the word distinct? Okay, distinct means here the objects should be clear to you, number one, and number two should be separated from each other. That means, say suppose if consider one collection of objects and the objects must be clearly separated from each other. If there are two objects, then two objects must be totally different from each other. Then we can say that there are two objects. If we write the same objects repeatedly, say one object we write 5 times, 4 times, 6 times, etc., then it is not counted as 5 objects or 4 objects. It is counted as only one object. Then important thing is well defined. Important part is well defined. So objects must be of any kind. Okay, here it is not a problem, but it must be well defined. So what is the meaning of well defined object? So let us clear this one with an example. Okay, so let us take, we are going to find two things. One is number one, number 2, these two things we are going to find out. These two objects. Now it is object. Now here, whenever we are going to find out this favorite cricketer, it depends on the choice of the person whom we will ask to find out this. So that's why it will be different from person to person. As a result, you will get different names here as favorite cricketer. Okay, so it is not unique. The object favorite cricketer is not unique. It is different for different person. Okay, those who are watching this video, for them also, if I ask you individually one by one, your answer will be different. Okay, but here if I ask to find out what is even prime number, if you know the answer, if you don't know the answer, then it may be infinite number of answers. If we know the answer, then there is one and only one unique answer for us, and that is 2. Okay, so when according to it is the definition of the object. What is the object? Even prime number. It is the definition of the object, and the definition is such that according to the definition, the object is same for everyone, unique for everyone. Okay, so then this definition is well defined. But this is another definition of object. The object is favorite cricketer. This definition of object, if you follow, then what happened? That this definition is such that it is different for different individual, and you get different objects. Okay, so that's why this definition is not clear, we can say. As a result, we have got different answers, but this definition is very clear. As a result, we have got one answer. So this type of object is called as well-defined object, and set is collection of that type of well-defined object of any kind that may be well-defined. Like here it is a number. The well-defined object may be a number, maybe, as I told you, player, teacher, etc. Okay, so instead of the word favorite cricketer, if I write cricketer, okay, then it will be a well-defined object, because what is cricketer? All of you know that one. Okay, clear? So generally what happens, that when the word best, favorite, good, beautiful, etc. there, okay, talented, etc. there, then generally those objects are not well-defined object, or in mathematics we don't consider them as object. So this is what is set. Okay, clear? Next, let us take an example of set then. As you know now what is set. Okay. So collection of vowels, it will be set. Why is set? Because the object is, definition of object is vowel, and according to this definition, what are the objects, we can easily find it out. Or this definition vowel, the object is vowel, this definition vowel is satisfied by this object or not. Is it a vowel according to this definition? Your answer will be yes. For everyone have the same answer, yes. For this, same answer for everyone, no. That means this definition is such that whether a particular object belongs to that collection, or whether a particular object is of this kind, okay, your answer is yes or no. That answer will be unique. That means uniquely we can say that whether this object follows this definition, whether this object do not follow this definition, this we can say it. Okay, so it is well-defined object. Now, so collection of vowels, it will be according to definition is a set. Okay, set. Now how to represent a set? To represent a set, we generally use capital letters. Any kind of capital letter we can use it. So here we can use, say, V for vowel, we can use capital letter V for vowel. Okay. What are the objects which are called as vowel, and what are the objects which satisfy this definition? They are, as you know, they are A, E, I, O and U. So these objects are members of this collection, or these objects are in this set of vowel. So they are called as elements. These are called as elements of this set. Okay, the objects of the set, members of the set, are called as elements. And in general, for any element, for any set we use capital letter. For any element we use small letter, say x. Here we know the element, that is a different thing. But suppose any element x, for any set A, we use x for the element, A for the set. Okay, x for the element, A for the set. Now this symbol, that this statement that x is an element of set A. X is an element of set A. This statement symbolically write x, okay, which read as x belongs to set A. This is nothing but this symbol. Let me write it properly. This symbol, it is nothing but an alphabet which is called as epsilon. Epsilon says that whether this small letter is an element of this capital letter. Okay, this small letter, the element, is an element of this set represented by the capital letter. So suppose y is not an element of set A. How we represent it? Y does not belong to A. Okay, clear? Okay, so set is represented by capital letter. Any capital letter you can use it, and the element is denoted by small letter. So like small x is element, capital A is set. Small x is an element of set A. It is written symbolically in this way. Small y is not an element of set A. Symbolically it is written like that. So this is one symbol. Here you have to learn some more symbols. Like this symbol stand for there exists. This symbol stands for every or for all. Okay, this symbol stands for implies and implied for. Okay, implies and implied for. This symbol stands for if and only if. Okay, this symbol stands for if and only if, like that. These are the some symbols we are going to use here. Okay, now as I told you that you can use capital letter to represent set, but some standard sets are here, and for them we have some standard notation, like as all of you have got in the number system. First you have got natural number. Okay, the set of natural number is denoted by n. Then you have got whole number. Set of whole number is denoted by w. After that you have got integers. The set of integers, it is denoted by z. Okay, now whenever it is integer, or sometimes I for integer is also used. Okay, so whenever it is integer, now natural number and whole number, they are not negative, but integers are negative, positive, like that. So if you specifically want to represent positive integer, then set of positive integer, then you have to write plus sign here, z plus, or you can use this plus sign here also. If I use minus sign, then it will be set of negative integers. Then q, it is set of rational number. Similarly, rational numbers are also positive, negative. So specifically, if you want to denote, then q plus q minus, like that. Then R, it is for set of real numbers. Similarly, R plus, R minus, etc. These are some standard notation. These are some standard notation for some standard set.